Hello. So, another day in lockdown, and I think today was the day that I was on the verge of cracking, kind of breaking down a little bit, and not because of social distancing and kind of having cabin fever. I'm doing okay with that. I took my dogs for walks, and I see people walking around my neighborhood, so I'm kind of okay with that. It's the concern that I have for my parents. For me, my anxiety is bad because I usually am thinking about death, and that's just in general where my mind goes to when I have anxiety, and that's why I get so bad. So now dealing with this pandemic where people are dying, it's really, really amplified, and so I'm constantly cycling through these feelings of trying to find the balance between saying let it go, everything is out of your control, and then saying like this might, I don't know, I might die. I don't know, it sounds terrible, but I just feel that. And it's because my mom is still working. She owns her own business, which is an essential business, and she doesn't need to, she's an employee that comes in at 1 p.m. So my mom opens, and she doesn't have to be there really after 1, and it makes me feel better to know that she can come home, but she insists on being there because it gets busy. And for me, she came home at 1 yesterday, and I was like, great, she's coming around to it, she's listening to our advice. And then today she wanted to be picked up at 5, and I think I was really, really close to cracking, because everything about this pandemic, I feel like it feels so out of control. And obviously with this shutdown and shelter in place, they're trying to get things under control, but there's just too many elements and too many factors that we can't control. Like, you know, other people are being reckless, and they're panicked, and they're frustrated, and they're acting in a way that is disgusting. And I worry that even if my mom is safe when she's working, that someone is going to come in with a really bad attitude and, I don't know, cough in her face or something. We've seen it. It's happened. I've seen it on the news where people are, this guy was like licking groceries at the supermarket, and fortunately they found him and he got arrested. Um, and then a woman coughed on someone, knowing she had coronavirus. So people are getting caught, but stupidity is still occurring, and I just get freaked out, and I don't know how to not feel anxious. Last Sunday, my parents were both home at last weekend, both my parents were home at like 1 on Saturday, and then the rest of the weekend I was just so like light and happy and relaxed because I just knew that my unit was contained. So I thought that I was gonna cry today. So when I did pick up my mom and she sat in the car, I just remained silent because I know how my brain works. And I know that when I'm dealing with extreme anxiety, it, like, I feel like, I feel chaotic. I feel like I have crazy energy, and I feel like I need to cry. And then I also feel like enraged because I just feel out of control. And then particularly with this situation, it's just like I feel so out of control. I can't force my mom to stay home. I can't force anybody to do anything. And I mean, this is just within my own household. Then there's people, across the country in my own state that aren't abiding by the rules that are being set right now, and it's all just gonna delay the process. So yeah, I just stayed quiet the whole time. My mom was really concerned, and I just didn't want to start crying because there's nothing she can do about it. And I don't know, I just don't like to cry to my mom. I feel like I just I bring like additional darkness, and I just bring up dark things to her, and I feel guilty for, it's a lot. When I cry to my mom, it's a lot. because one, I don't usually do it, and two, by the time I'm crying to my mom, it's because I've like held in a lot, and so I didn't want to make her feel bad or sad. So then I just stayed quiet until we got home, and then I decided to take the dogs for a walk, which really, really, really helped me. Um, it just helped relieve some of that stress, and I'm sure I'm getting closer to a breakdown of just concern for my parents when they step out. Um, and then I was just having other thoughts right now too, because it's a Friday night, and I was like, when this quarantine first started, I was like chatting with people, and I thought it was fun. And even a few days back, I was chatting with people, and today maybe it's just an off day, but I don't know. There's a part of me that sits here by myself in my room, and I'm like, I really could do this for the rest of my life. I really can. I mean, I can totally be alone for the rest of my life. I mean, I wouldn't have any obligations or any responsibilities in my life to anybody, and no one could hurt me, and I wouldn't have to worry about trusting them or like working so hard at a relationship. And I don't know, hopefully this is just an off day, because I was probably on the verge of kind of a breakdown. But I don't know, I think of that thought often. Maybe because I get scared of how much work is going to go into a relationship eventually, or maybe when it's not happening, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I know that I can do it, and I guess, yeah, I mean, it's a Friday night. There's nothing to do. So maybe that's why I'm feeling this way. Okay, anyways, I'm super exhausted, but I don't know. I just wanted to share those thoughts on day. I've lost track. Honestly, I've kind of lost track of days, but it's Friday. Um, anyways, catch you later.